Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
We love to explore all these big ideas, and today we're going all the way to Japan to unlock the secrets of a
Yeah.
long and happy life.
Absolutely.
And our guidebook for this journey
Right.
is Chapter 1, Ikigai, the art of staying young while growing old,
Okay.
from the book Ikigai, the Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life by Héctor García and Francesc Miralles.
And this chapter, what's so cool about it is it just drops us right into Okinawa,
Talk it up.
this island in Japan where people are living a really long time.
Okay, so picture this, a village where people are hitting 100 like it's no big deal,
Right, right.
and they're still full of energy and purpose. That's Okinawa.
Yeah.
And the authors say a big part of this is this idea of Ikigai,
Ikigai is often translated as a reason for being,
her reason for being.
the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning, that sweet spot where your passions and your skills and what the world needs and what you can get paid for all come together.
So it's not just about, finding a job that you can tolerate. It's about finding that thing that truly lights you up.
Exactly.
Like, imagine waking up every day actually excited for whatever's on your plate.
Yeah, that's the energy that we're talking about.
That's the energy we're talking about. And the book really goes deep into how Okinawans make Ikigai a part of their lives.
It's like woven into the culture.
Yeah, and one thing that really surprised me
Okay.
was that in Japanese, there isn't really a word for retirement.
I know, it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
It's not about stopping work altogether. It's more about continuing to find purpose and engagement in whatever you do.
Yeah, like maybe retirement is just something we made up in the West so we could sell cruises.
Maybe.
Who knows? But I'm sure some people listening are thinking, okay, that's easy to say when you live on a beautiful island and eat all that healthy food.
Right.
But the book really emphasizes that Ikigai, it's not about external stuff. It's about an internal shift.
It's a mindset.
Yeah, a mindset.
Yeah.
And the authors interviewed a bunch of these Okinawan centenarians,
Yeah.
and their stories are so fascinating. Like, one woman who is still teaching karate at 100 years old
Wow.
talked about how her passion for martial arts and for teaching kept her feeling young.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
It really shows how having a strong sense of purpose can impact not just how we feel mentally and emotionally, but also our physical health.
Totally. So it's not just about living longer. It's about living a life filled with purpose and passion.
Absolutely.
I mean, 100 years old and still kicking butt in karate class. That's inspiring.
It is.
Now, the book also talks about other things that contribute to Okinawan longevity, like this practice they have called hara-hachibu,
Aharahachibu.
which is basically eating until you're 80% full.
Yeah. Being mindful about your eating and really listening to your body's cues.
Yeah, which I know can be tough in a world where everything is supersized.
It's hard.
Yeah. But the authors point out that it's not about strict rules or deprivation. It's about being aware of what your body actually needs.
Finding that balance.
Yeah, finding that balance between enjoyment and moderation.
Right.
Okay, so we've got finding our ikigai, embracing a mindset of purposeful busyness,
Yeah.
and practicing mindful eating.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we can learn from these centenarians?
Well, the book really emphasizes the importance of social connections. You know, the Okinawans have these close-knit groups called moai.
Moai.
They're like social support networks that give people a sense of belonging and community.
It's like a built-in friend group that also looks out for you financially.
It is.
Sign me up.
It's more than just casual friendships, though. You know, these are groups that provide emotional support and practical help and even financial assistance when needed.
It makes you wonder what our lives would look like if we had more of that.
Right. What if we shifted from, every man for himself to let's help each other thrive?
Totally. So strong social connections, purpose-driven busyness, and mindful eating. It seems like the Okinawans have a pretty holistic approach.
Yeah, they do.
I'm already feeling inspired,
Me too.
but there's so much more to unpack, right?
Yeah. There is. In the next part, we're going to dive deeper into how Okinawans actually incorporate all this stuff into their daily lives.
I can't wait.
Yeah, we'll explore their connection to nature, their approach to work, and their secrets to staying active and engaged as they get older.
Awesome. I'm going to go find some jasmine tea.
Yeah.
Think about my own ikigai.
Sounds like a plan. So we've talked about, this idea of Ikigai, this power of Ikigai.
Right.
But what does it actually look like, in real life?
Yeah, like how are these Okinawans actually living out this philosophy?
Right, like what are they doing day to day?
That's exactly what I wanted to know. And the good news is,
Oh, good.
the authors, they didn't just talk about the idea of Ikigai. They actually dove into the daily lives of these Okinawans.
Oh, cool.
particularly in this village called Ogimi.
Ogimi.
Yet this village holds the Guinness World Record for longevity.
Wow. That's impressive.
It's amazing, right? And the authors, they spent a whole week there, going to events, talking with locals.
Really immersing themselves?
Yeah, totally. And one thing that stood out was just how important community is to their lives. Like, they don't have a lot of, bars and restaurants in Ogimi.
Okay.
But the community centers are like the heart of the village.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And the authors, they describe these community centers just buzzing with activity.
Oh, wow.
Like dance classes, karaoke nights.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, and even a birthday party for a 99-year-old woman.
Wow, a 99-year-old?
I know, right? I'm picturing like a scene from Cocoon, but with more karaoke.
Yeah.
But it's not just about having fun.
Right.
The book talks about this concept of yumaru,
Right.
which basically means helping each other out.
Helping each other out.
Yeah, it's really ingrained in their culture, and you see it everywhere, like people helping with harvests or building homes.
Wow. So it really does take a village.
It really does, and it seems like the Okinawans, they've really embraced that idea.
And it's clearly working for them.
No wonder they're so happy and healthy.
Right. It makes you think, what would our lives be like if we had more of that?
Yeah, if we prioritize that kind of interconnectedness.
If we shifted our mindset.
Totally, from like every man for himself to let's all help each other thrive.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got community, but it's not just about connecting with each other, right? They're also super connected to nature.
Nature.
Being an island, they're surrounded by all this natural beauty.
Right, makes sense.
And the book mentions that almost every centenarian they interviewed had a vegetable garden.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
Imagine fresh, homegrown produce all the time.
That's the dream.
Right? Talk about farm to table. But it's more than just the food, right? It's that connection to the earth.
That grounding feeling.
Yeah, that feeling of being in tune with the natural world.
Which is something we've kind of lost touch with.
Yeah, in our busy modern lives.
Exactly.
But the authors emphasize that spending time outdoors, even just a little bit, can make a huge difference for our well-being.
For sure.
All right, so we've got community, we've got nature.
Yeah.
What about work? I know they don't have the same idea of retirement that we do.
Right.
But how do they think about work within this whole Ikigai framework?
Well, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So the book points out that many Okinawans, they don't just have one Ikigai. They have multiple Ikigais.
Multiple?
Yeah, like it might be their main job, but it could also be their hobbies, volunteer activities.
So it's like weaving purpose and joy into all these different parts of your life?
Exactly.
That takes the pressure off, right?
Yeah, it's not about finding that one perfect thing that defines you.
More possibilities.
It is. And the book actually gives a great example of this.
Oh, I love examples.
They talk about this woman in her 80s.
Okay.
Who, after she retired from teaching, she discovered this passion for calligraphy.
Calligraphy, that's amazing.
Right, and it wasn't just a casual hobby. She really got into it. She loved it so much that she started teaching others.
Wow, so it became another one of her ikigais.
Exactly.
It's never too late to find new passions, right?
Never too late.
To find your ikigai, or maybe even add more ikigais.
That's the beauty of it.
I love it. And it's not just about the activities themselves.
Right.
It's about the mindset.
The approach.
Yeah, the Okinawans, they really emphasize staying curious, embracing new challenges.
Always growing.
Yeah, constantly learning and growing.
So it's not just about living longer.
Yeah.
It's about living a life that's always evolving and expanding.
Full of new experiences.
Exactly. And speaking of evolving and expanding, remember all those amazing centenarians the authors interviewed?
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about some of their wisdom, but there's so much more to uncover.
Okay, let's hear it.
Their insights into longevity and happiness are like pure gold.
All right, spill the tea.
Yeah.
Everybody spill the tea. What did these Okinawan masters have to say about living a long and happy life?
Well, one of the things that really struck me was their focus on having a positive mindset.
A positive mindset.
Yeah, like one woman, she was almost 100 years old. And she told the authors, the secret to a long life is not to worry. And to keep your heart young, don't let it grow old.
Don't let your heart grow old.
Yeah, open your heart to people with a nice smile on your face.
Oh, that's beautiful. And honestly, something I need to remind myself of more often.
Me too.
It's so easy to get caught up in the everyday stress and forget to just smile and appreciate the little things.
Absolutely. It's a powerful reminder that our attitude really does play a huge role in our well-being.
Totally.
Choosing to focus on the positive, practicing gratitude and
Yeah.
just approaching life with a sense of optimism can make all the difference.
And it's not just about positive thinking, is it?
Mhm.
The book also talks about staying active and engaged, even as we get older.
Exactly. A lot of the centenarians, they talked about the importance of action, of keeping busy with things they loved.
Yeah, like one man said, if you don't work, your body breaks down.
Wow.
Another one said, I do many different things every day, always staying busy, but doing one thing at a time without getting overwhelmed. So it's not about being a workaholic. It's about finding that balance
Yeah, finding that sweet spot.
between staying active and knowing when to slow down and enjoy the moment.
It's about balance, just like with the Harahachi-bu principle.
Exactly. Finding that equilibrium seems to be key.
A recurring theme for sure.
And speaking of balance, one quote that really stood out to me was this: the secret to long life is going to bed early, waking up early, and going for a walk, living peacefully, and enjoying the little things, getting along with your friends, spring, summer, fall, winter, enjoying each season happily.
That's so good. I might have to write that one down.
Right. I feel like I need to put it on my fridge as a daily reminder.
Yeah, it's a beautiful way to sum up the Okinawan spirit.
Totally. And here's one more quote from the centenarians that I found really inspiring.
Okay, there.
The most important thing in Ogimi in life is to keep smiling.
It's amazing how something so simple, like a smile, can have such a big impact.
It really is. It brightens someone's day. It helps us connect with others, and it just reminds us to lighten up a bit.
Yeah, a smile is like an instant mood booster.
And it reminds us that happiness isn't something we have to chase. It's something we can choose right here, right now.
Absolutely.
So there you have it, folks. The wisdom of the Okinawan elders. Find your Ikigai, stay active, nurture your connections, embrace a positive mindset, and don't forget to smile.
It's a recipe for a long and happy life no matter where you live.
And remember, it's never too late to start incorporating these ideas into your own life.
That's right. Start small, experiment, find what works for you.
The journey of Ikigai is a lifelong adventure.
And the rewards are worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Ikigai.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, happy exploring.